That night, when the entire village was asleep, a burning pumpkin was smiling outside one house. Its fire did not flicker like normal flames. It breathed, slowly, as if it were alive. The shadows around it twisted unnaturally, crawling up the walls of the house like black fingers. And the most terrifying part? Only Rohit could hear it laughing. The laugh was low, broken, and filled with pain, as if something that had burned long ago was enjoying the fire again. Rohit covered his ears, but the sound only grew louder, because the sound wasn't coming from outside. It was coming from inside his head. With every heartbeat, the laughter echoed deeper, mixing with the whispers he couldn't understand. Memories that were not his own flashed before his eyes. Fire, screams, and a face melting in the flames. Rohit realized something horrifying that night. The pumpkin wasn't calling him. It had already found him, and it was never going to leave. The scary pumpkin of Chandipur Rohit lived in a small village called Chandipur. It was the kind of village people forgot existed. No highways passed through it. No tourists visited. Mobile signals faded the deeper you went inside. During the day, Chandipur looked normal. Children played in dusty lanes. Women chatted near wells. Old men sat under banyan trees arguing about weather and crops. But when the sun went down, Chandipur changed. A strange silence swallowed the village. Birds stopped chirping. Dogs refused to bark. Even the wind seemed careful while passing through. People locked their doors early. Oil lamps were blown out before midnight. Curtains were drawn tight. And no one, absolutely no one, walked near the pumpkin fields. The warning the elders always warned: never step outside at night after the pumpkin harvest. No explanation followed. No stories were told completely. Just silence and fear in their eyes. Rohit laughed at these warnings. He was young, educated. He had studied in the city and returned only because of work. Ghosts, curses, burning pumpkins? To him, these were tools elders used to control children. Until one night, everything changed. The first sighting late one evening, Rohit was returning home alone. The moon was hidden behind thick clouds. The road was barely visible. As he walked, a cold wind passed through the fields, brushing against his skin like icy fingers. Rohit shivered. Then he noticed something strange. In the middle of the pumpkin field, one pumpkin was glowing, not reflecting moonlight, not shining naturally. It was glowing from within. Rohit stopped walking. The pumpkin's surface looked burned, blackened like charcoal. Two hollow spaces glowed faintly, shaped like eyes. And then, the pumpkin smiled. Not a normal smile. A stretched, painful smile, as if its face had been forced into that shape. Rohit blinked. The pumpkin was gone. His heartbeat slowed. "Just imagination," he whispered. Then he heard it. Tap, tap, tap. Footsteps. Behind him. Rohit turned around. Nothing. Then, very softly, a whisper brushed his ear. Rohit, his blood turned cold. The Aahat begins from that night on. Rohit was never alone. Every night, the same pattern repeated. As soon as darkness fell, he heard footsteps following him, always a few steps behind. Never ahead. When he stopped, they stopped. When he turned, there was nothing. Shadows began appearing on his walls. Not human shadows. Round, uneven, with hollow eyes, pumpkin-shaped. They moved even when the lamp flame stood still. Sleep abandoned Rohit. When he did fall asleep, his dreams were filled with fire, burning fields, crackling flames, and laughter. A child's laughter, broken, painful, echoing. The same voice whispered every night, "You saw me, now you belong to me." Rohit stopped sleeping. Fear lived permanently in his eyes. Dark circles swallowed them. People in the village began noticing. Signs A&D Omen's milk curdled in his house overnight. Oil lamps blew out on their own. Pumpkins outside his door rotted within hours. Once, he found ash on his pillow. Warm ash. Another night, he woke up screaming, his hands smelling of smoke. He began seeing burn marks on his arms. No pain, just marks. The dark truth unable to bear it anymore, Rohit visited the oldest man in the village, Pandit Shankar. The moment Rohit mentioned pumpkins, the old man's face turned pale. His hands trembled. He locked the door before speaking. "You should not have seen it," he whispered. Rohit begged him to explain. After a long silence, the old man spoke. "The curse of the pumpkin fields years ago, the pumpkin fields did not exist. There was once a poor family living near that land. They had a small boy, Ayan. Ayan was different, quiet, lonely. The villagers suspected his family of witchcraft. One year, crops failed. Fear needed a target. They blamed the child. One night, they dragged Ayan into the fields. They tied him to a wooden post. They set the crops on fire. The child screamed. The villagers watched. By morning, only ashes remained. And a single pumpkin had grown where Ayan died. Burned, twisted, smiling. Since then, the old man said, every year after harvest, the child returns. He searches for someone who sees him, someone who looks into his eyes, someone to give him a face again. Rohit's hands shook violently. He does not kill, the old man added, he replaces. The final night that night, Rohit locked himself inside his house. Doors bolted, windows sealed. Still, the whispers grew louder. The walls felt hot. Smoke filled the room, though nothing burned. Rohit ran to the mirror. What he saw froze his blood. His skin was cracking like dried mud. His eyes glowed faint orange. His mouth stretched wider than humanly possible. His reflection smiled before he did. His face was turning into a burning pumpkin. Outside his house, laughter echoed. Childlike, satisfied. "This face is mine now," Rohit screamed. Fire swallowed the mirror. Darkness followed. Ending. The next morning, villagers gathered outside Rohit's house. There was no sign of fire damage, no broken door. Only one thing lay outside. A burnt pumpkin. Still warm. Still smiling. Rohit was never seen again. And every year, after the pumpkin harvest, the fields of Chandipur still laugh at night. Slow horror music fades into silence, final whisper. If you ever see a glowing pumpkin at night, do not look twice. Because it only needs to see you once.